Alright, and welcome to the movie credits video. And this is sort of a different video than what we're used to. I'm really going to show you how to work with type to create what they call credit blocks that are located on the bottom of almost all movie posters. Just down at the bottom, and here's an example of our fictitious movie poster here. And you can see the credits at the very bottom of the poster. Now, almost everybody has seen these credits, and a lot of people didn't know what they were actually called, and they're called credit blocks. And I'm going to show you how to develop that whole block at the very bottom for any of the posters that you create, whether it's movies or, or even just for fun. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And first of all, let's take a look at the first type of credit block. The first one here is the extended block. And this is when you don't have a lot of text, but you want to still fill the bottom of the poster. Then you would go ahead and do an extended block. And you can really do this with almost any typeface. Preferably something like a sans serif typeface, which this is a sans serif typeface right here. You don't have any special curves or other little details in the type. It's pretty straightforward. You have more defined edges and things like that. And so basically, if you use a sans serif typeface, the text will be a lot easier to read when it's small on the poster. And I've created this credit block right here using the font called Myrid. Now, Myrid is a font that you have to purchase. It's not free. I would highly recommend everyone to go out and purchase the Myrid font family. It is a beautiful font. These are sans serif typefaces, and they work with just about anything. It's a pretty amazing typeface. Let's go ahead and go down to the next one here. This is what I call the popular block, or the popular credit block. This is a very, very common type of credit block. The font is called Universe 39 Thin Ultra Condensed. And this is a font that you will need to purchase as well if you would like to have this look. And this is a very popular look. I would say that this Universe Thin font is used on more movie posters than any other typeface out there. So if this is the type of thing you like to do, or you're interested in doing maybe for a career, or even if you're a graphic designer and you would like to expand your services, go ahead and get this Universe 39 Thin Ultra Condensed font. And I'll show you where to get that in just a moment. Let's go down to the next one here. This one right here is what I call a complete credit block. And this is where we have incorporated some of the film ratings and also some of the other things like the date and then the website domain and also the sound for the movie, logos such as Dolby and Prologic and stuff like that. And so this is where we incorporate other logos in with the credit block. Now, more and more people are starting to do this because it's very hard. Everybody wants their logo or their name on the poster, and you have to figure out how to combine everything together in one block. And so I'm going to show you, we're going to go into a little bit more detail on that later on. And the greatest thing about this one that you're looking at right here, there's no font to purchase. I mean, the font that you see that I'm using for this credit block is already on your computer right now, and it's called Arial. Now, if you don't have Arial, you can also use Helvetica. I know a lot of Mac users have the Helvetica on their computers, but most people still have Arial, which is just a very commonly used typeface. It's just a standard default sans serif typeface. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. Since I don't know what fonts you have on your computer, I'm going to show you how to create a really nice credit block using just a regular old font like Arial. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. This one I call Ultra Condensed. This is an ultra condensed credit block. If you look very closely, you will notice a difference compared to the condensed credit block that we saw up here. Okay? The difference is, if you look closely, you can see that where the titles are next to the names, I'm using 2 lines. Now this is still a very popular, very commonly used type of format. When they have to fit in many credits into one block, they need a lot of space. Well, if they don't have a lot of space, then they have to do an ultra condensed block. And in this case, we have to make the title and also the little words like and those types of things, we have to make them much smaller than we normally do. But the titles, what we do is we take the words such as technology by, and instead of having technology by on one line, we would just have technology, and then we would go ahead and press the enter key and go down to the second line, include the word by, and just move that right up against the company name or the person that has the credit. Like over here where it says directed by, you can see that I went to the second line, and this is just so we can really ultra condense the credit block and to fit as much information into the smallest area as possible. So let's go ahead and get started here, and I'll show you how this is done.